Hey, Mike with D2D Millionaire here. In today's video, I just want to talk about the idea and concept of putting things into perspective when you're selling. So you might be doing this part-time, you're door to door, you're selling pest control, you're selling whatever, and maybe you're doing it on summer break, for example. And sometimes you might get frustrated, right? There's going to be ups and downs in your sales journey throughout the summer, right? So some days you might sell two, three, four, five accounts, and then there's other days you might sell none, and you get super discouraged. Or in your offices, there's probably different people selling, right? There's a sales team. Maybe there's one guy, one girl that's crushing it. They're getting a lot of sales every single week, and when you compare yourself to them, you start to feel like, oh, I'm not doing that great. You're not getting results. You start to beat yourself up. But one key to really keep yourself on track is just to keep things in perspective. So, for example, let's say every time you make a sale, you make 200 bucks or 250 bucks, for example. So, let's say one day you make two sales and the next day maybe you don't make any. So, you've got that 500 bucks, and then let's say you work 7 hours each day. Well, you divide it by the 14 hours that you worked. Again, you're making like over $30 an hour. So put that into perspective. So if you had a part-time summer job, are you going to be making anywhere near that amount of money? Even if you have your off days, even if sometimes it's frustrating, even if you work all day long and you don't make anything. But again, for the week, when you spread things out and you put it in perspective, you're making a really good income, but compared to most things that you could be doing, whether it's working in a restaurant, working in fast food, working in retail, something minimum wage, who knows what you could be doing. But at the same time, are you going to be able to create that kind of income? And you really want to put things in perspective as well and think about why you started doing this in the first place. So again, it's a sacrifice of a short window. Yeah, you're putting in a lot of hours, you're putting in a lot of effort, maybe you're facing a lot of rejection, but at the same time, maybe you're doing this to buy that brand new car, or maybe you're in door-to-door sales so you can pay for school and not have to worry about tons of debt when you get out. Maybe you're trying to come up with a down payment for a new house. Whatever. Just think about different things like that where, again, yeah, it may seem struggle. You might struggle sometimes. You might feel a little bit down on yourself if you're not the best person in the office, or maybe you have an off day here and there. But again, just calculate it out, figure out kind of, what are you making per hour? Obviously most sales things like this, you don't make an hourly wage, but if you divide it out and kind of see what you're averaging, you're most likely doing really great and a lot better than you could be doing elsewhere if you got a job somewhere else. So it's one thing to definitely keep in mind, but just think about why you're doing it to keep yourself motivated as you're going through your learning curve. And another concept to really keep in mind as well is you might not struggle a lot in the beginning, but that's really your learning curve. That's when you're figuring things out. That's when you're going through your mistakes, your trials, you're going through learning how to do it, your correct approaches, how to close, how to have those icebreakers working for you. And if you quit before really the end of the season, that's where you usually make most of your money. Like most of the time, you're going to make 2/3 of your money in the last third of the season that you're working, because you've gone through that learning curve. You've mastered your skill sets at that point. You know what you're doing, so you're going to get a lot better and you're going to get a lot more results in a shorter time. So, don't just throw in the towel just yet. Keep going. Go through that learning curve. And again, you're going to get most of your results at the end of the season. But compare what you're doing to what you could be doing, and a lot of times you're going to end up making a lot more money than you could be elsewhere, and a lot better off doing door-to-door sales than you could doing something else part-time, throughout the summer. So again, keep that in mind, put things into perspective. Hopefully you guys got value out of this video. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And then again, if you are in pest control marketing and door-to-door sales, be sure to head on over to dddmillionaire.com. You can enter your name and email. You're going to get access to our free video training on how to overcome the 8 most common objections in pest control marketing. So things like, I'm not seeing any pests. Why would I need pest control in the winter? I want to talk to my spouse and a whole bunch more as well. So again, head on over to d2dmillionaire.com for access to that video training. But thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.